talk shit about everything. Daily news, uh, local news, international news, you name it, we're going to talk about it. We're going to open up some phone lines eventually throughout the show, and we'll get some viewer opinions, and we'll let you guys give us some things we can talk shit about. I'd like to introduce my co-host, Michelle. My name is Lewis, and again, welcome to Talk Shit. So let's move right on. Michelle, what do you think?
I agree. Good evening, everybody.
All right, so right off the top, I'd like to get into a few stories that are going on right here in Hernando County. We're all from Hernando County. That's where the show is based out of. Now, all my views, all my stories come from Real News Real Fast. Tom Lemons, real good guy. Work with him a little bit. And basically, he reports the news, and I talk shit about the news. So, first off, I'd like to talk about, Michelle, I don't know what you think about this one. It's kind of funny to me. We got this newly reconciled couple. I guess they were broken up, had fights, got back together, were at a bar drinking, and they got into a fight. And I guess they decided to take the fight at home, and it escalated. And apparently, according to the story, the choking began, and then it ended, and then he tried to leave. And I think she said, bye, and then he came back and he choked her again.
In a fight, the man needs to keep his hands to himself, and so does the woman.
Yeah, well, I mean, with today's domestic violence law, certainly, because you're both going to jail. But according to detectives, there's obvious signs of victim on the victim's neck that are consistent with being choked. He's being held in Hernando County on $10,000 bond. That's pretty funny. I mean, $10,000 bond. So you take 10% of that. The guy's got to come up with $1,000, and he's out by tomorrow, back there choking her again.
That's pretty safe, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know. That's the world we live in. But I've been here in Hernando County since 1989. Michelle here has been here since
86.
86. Long time. Place has grown tremendously. All right, so on Saturday, check this one out. Here's a good one. This one hits a little home for you, Michelle. Wendy's robbers captured with their ransom notes still in the pocket. So apparently, according to this story, now this is a good one. Apparently, according to this story, we've got a man and a woman that decide that they're going to rob Wendy's. Okay? So the guy stands outside and she goes inside. Now, she don't have a pen or a paper, or I'm assuming she don't have a pen. If she ain't got a paper, she ain't got a pen. And she asked the girl behind the desk for paper. She might have had a pen. Who knows? Anyway, she writes down on the piece of paper that this is a stick-up. And, yeah, that's, yeah.
It's pretty funny because working for the company for 10 years, their security features are top-notch, and to be so stupid to ask for a pen for a ransom note, you deserve to get busted.
Yeah, that one I thought you'd be pretty interested in. Canine, they brought the canines out, they had a helicopter out. All to catch these people. A helicopter. I don't know if you people know how much a helicopter costs, and I'm assuming, I don't know exact figures, but anywhere from $900 to $1,600 an hour to run it. And that's pilot, everything. So just to catch two scumbags over there in the Gulf Quarry is where they got caught. You know,
with the ransom note still
with the, yeah, they still had the ransom note in their pocket. So that's all right, so moving on. All right, so now we got one. This one I haven't done much reading on, so I'm gonna kind of go over this with you, and this one really, this will tell you how much our county has changed. This will give you an idea of the type of county we now do live in. It's not that small little place anymore. We got one man charged with armed burglary. Yeah, armed robbery. Anyway, another shot and killed. So, details begin to pour in around noon today, and this was posted about 9:53 yesterday. Again, Real News Real Fast is the source of the news, and according to information that Real News Real Fast has received, the Sheriff's Office deployed K-9 and air support again to the area to search for the suspects and the vehicle. Apparently it was out there by Lake Lindsay Road, Citrus County report. 2 men were caught stealing items from a porch at a residence on Flaverin Road. Do you believe this?
Yes, I read about that story. And it was an old couple in the house, and the wife watched as they stole it. The husband went for his protection of his wife, and they caught them a couple blocks later.
Yeah, and I'm trying to read through and see how the burglar was shot and killed by the victim. So the old man shot him. Well, all I got to tell you about that is you don't know.
Protect your home.
Well, you don't know whose home you're breaking into, whether it's an old man or not. Excuse me. You know, I mean, how many people do you know, Michelle, that would defend their home, no matter what? Somebody broke into
kids or no kids, it doesn't
Oh
matter.
my goodness, forget about it.
Only thing that I have.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's the only thing that, you know.
Materialistically. That I would
either way, you know, either way. All right, so I want to move on, and I got a friend of mine who's in the studio, and this next subject kind of touches home on him because this is the industry he's in. We've got a hijacking of a fuel tanker off of the Angola coast, Nigerian pirates in the Gulf of Guyana. So we're gonna go ahead and bring in my friend here, and he's a merchant mariner. This is what he does for a living, and I want to see what his opinion is on this, and see what he thinks, and just get his quick little opinion, because this is something, you know, this is something that he'll have to deal with. This is, you know, this is his job. This is what he does. Get his headphone on.
How's it going, Mr. Louis Kennedy?
How are you, Mr. Murray? Go ahead and talk into the microphone so we can hear you.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so what do you think of this, Rick? I mean, honestly, I really haven't read much into it. I've read the first few lines, and basically that was all it took for me to pick it out and bring it up to you. So, I mean, what's your take on that, being that, you know, pretty soon you're going to be done with school, and you're going to be out there doing this, and that risk, you know, now, these days, it's a pretty high risk.
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, as far as it goes, I mean, that's why our fucking gas prices are so high. If you think about it, I mean, you got Africans out there taking all the oil and gas, all these tankers, and they, first of all, we can't physically protect anything on that vessel. If we so much as lay his hand on them, we go to, you know, Nigerian prison. Or,
yeah, you guys aren't armed security guards. I mean, you're just tanker workers.
We're just personnel.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're just crew members on the ship. Yeah.
That's it.
So for you guys to actually get invaded by pirates, you're at their mercy.
Oh yeah, 110%. I mean, when it comes down to it, you know, and they got grappling hooks and RPGs and all this, and they board that ship, there's nothing we can do. We got to run and hide and call the Coast Guard, and you know, hopefully no one gets hurt in the process. But yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Like I said, I think that's why our gas prices are so high. Honestly,
I agree with that.
yeah, I don't think we get paid enough to do the job we do. If we were able to defend ourselves, it'd be something different. It'd be a totally different story.
Yeah, sure. If you were able to defend your ship, if it came down to that situation, a life-threatening situation where you had to defend your ship, then that should be in place, because, like you said, you know, RPGs, AK-47s, I don't care who you are. You know, you stare down an RPG or AK-47, it's quite intimidating.
Well, not only that, I mean, especially when you're on a 1,000-foot ship full of gasoline, you know, and they got an RPG pointed at you, it's kind of intimidating, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that'll make your butt cheek pucker a little, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, 110%, 110%. Like if you could blow them out of the water before they could have a chance to even board the ship, it would just help out tremendously.
Right. Well, let's go into a little about what you've done so far. I mean, how far into your schooling are you?
So far I'm in phase 3 of my training. I got about, I want to say about another year left, and I'll be an AB on the ship. I'll be AB watchstander.
Very good, very good. And then at that point, that's when you'll be out there on the water, and you'll have to face the everyday dangers of piracy.
Oh,
I hate to say it, 2014, here we are dealing with piracy.
Oh yeah, 110%. Oh yeah, like I said, we in school they teach us, you know, they basically teach us how to hide good. You know what I mean, and the right procedures to
I couldn't think of anything else to do at that point. Is just hide.
Just hide, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I'd be the first one to jump off the ship. You know,
I'm a pretty good swimmer, but I don't know, man. You know, there's some big sharks out there off the coast.
Dude, I'd rather deal with a shark than an RPG on an oil tanker. To be honest with you.
I don't know what would be quicker. I think we'll save that for another subject on a different show.
Yeah.
But Rick, I thank you for coming in, taking the time, and you know, give me a few minutes to explain to people, you know, the real dangers that are out there in the job you do, and the next time, you know, somebody runs into a merchant mariner and you're talking to them and they explain to you, just remember, you know, it's not just a job, it is an adventure, I guess, huh?
Oh yeah, like I said, I appreciate you having me, Mr. Kennedy.
Not a problem, Rick. I hope to see you soon, and we'll bring you in after your next round of schooling, and we'll see where you're at from them, see if you run into any pirates.
Appreciate it.
All right, so we're going to get Michelle back in here. Thanks again, Rick. We'll talk to you soon. And we're going to get Michelle back in here. I'm going to move on to the weather. Spring Hill, Florida. Here we are. I'm looking at both my units that I have to report weather to you, and they're both pretty decent units. They're reading, one is reading outside right now 35 degrees. One's a little closer to the ground level. One's reading 31 degrees. Now, the one I feel is a little more accurate is 31 degrees. It's always been. It's damn cold, people. It is damn cold. Michelle, I know how much you love this weather.
Well, with the Florida weather, it could be 59 during the day, 36 at night, and then you wake up to a wonderful 73.
Hey, it could be worse. We could be out there taking those videos and sending them down here to our peeps of the snow.
Yes, I talked to a friend today that lived in Texas, and she has 73 tomorrow and 35 tonight, so she knows how we feel. I talked to a relative in Chicago where they got 2 feet of snow, and my girlfriend was snowed in on the island just yesterday. So this is definitely a cold freak of nature.
I don't know if I could deal with the snow anymore. I'm not sure.
I can't.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd be able to deal with it.
From here, somewhere warm.
Yeah, we're definitely going somewhere warm. Environmental issues that are going on are just so many to talk about right now that we're just going to skip over environmental, I think, and I think we're going to move on to introducing one of our new ventures, and this is going to be produced by us here at Kennedy Studios. We're going to work with some of the local bail bondsmen, Hernando Pasco right now, and then we'll get up to Citrus and start working with them. And we're going to produce a show called The Bounty Hunt. Now, what The Bounty Hunt is exactly that. We're going to try and feature, names, address, last known address, last known associates, things of that nature if people have skipped bail, and that are, a common threat to society. I mean, we're not talking, the common jamoke that missed his court date.
Unfortunately, it's completely sad what happened in at the movie theater
yes.
here in Florida.
Tragic, very tragic.
What's happening at the schools all over the place, including in our own schools in this county. You can't even go anywhere, and that's sad.
Yeah, I agree.
We will get back to that.
It's unfortunate that we have all of this news to report, but, fortunately with this news, we have.
On a positive note, I just want to send a shout out because I am Polish to the flight pilot that made a crash landing and no injuries were reported. He had absolutely no tires.
Landing gear failed to come down. You showed me that. Yeah.
And
did you find out his name?
Tadeusz Ronona.
What she said. So shout out to Tadeusz.
Teddy.
Teddy, there you go. Shout out to Teddy, way to go. Everybody made it home safe in that flight.
America has also said thank you to him and gave him an award, and so did the Polish president.
Very good.
So Stolat.
Stolats. So, anyway, back to the bounty hunt. Like I said, we're going to run them throughout the show. We'll give the callers all the information. You can either call us here at the studio, and we'll relay the information, or you'll be able to call the bondsman directly. I'd like to discuss something that myself very passionate about. I know, Michelle, you're very active about it, and that's medical cannabis.
I've been doing a lot of research. I know a lot of people that medical cannabis is working and it's curing their cancers. Unfortunately, I've lost too many family members to cancer. I have the beginning stages of dementia, so
you're a good candidate for medical cannabis. If Florida became a state,
Florida,
yeah,
and they did a poll, and unfortunately, too many people are brainwashed. As far as I take 10 pills a day, and
poison.
It's killing me.
It's poison. Yeah. It touches home to me as well. I lost my mother to lung, liver, and bone cancer. And if we had known then what we know now about the benefits of medical cannabis, then I'm not saying she'd still be alive, but I'm definitely saying her last few months would have been extended, and she would have lived them, I think, a little happier.
And one thing everybody needs to remember, that so many people like Morgan & Morgan, his family members had helped.
These are lawyers.
The president, and yes, I do believe it needs to be regulated like alcohol.
Well, did you mention something about the president to me about a poll or something? He started himself?
No, he said that marijuana is not as dangerous as alcohol, and people are starting petitions to take it off of the DEA Schedule 1 drug.
It shouldn't be. I mean, you know some alcoholics, Michelle. We know some alcoholics together. I mean, what do you think of alcohol? Do you think it should be regulated a lot more than it is, and medical cannabis should be used a lot more than it is? I mean, what's your opinion on that?
I think that it needs to be completely decriminalized all over the United States. Let the medical portion help the people that are sick. And as far as the criminal side, I know people that a very close friend of mine was killed 25 years ago, and the person that killed him was drunk, under the influence, and he served 2 months in jail and 6 months on probation. Meanwhile, there's a gentleman who is serving 97 years because he was growing medical marijuana. He's now 67 years old, and they won't release him. It makes no sense to me.
I have a follower on one of my Facebook pages. This gentleman, Ed. I won't say his last name, but excuse me. He was in a motorcycle crash, and I mean, he was brain dead, completely and utterly brain dead. He was dead. Ed was no more Ed. Medical cannabis brought this man back to the point where now, I mean, he's actively involved in a lot of things on Facebook. Can type with some sort of legible ability. I mean, it's just amazing. The benefits.
People do your research. That's all I'm saying. The internet can explain so much more. Look up Charlotte's Web and what it's doing for children, our kids. If that was the only thing to save your daughter or your son to live just one more day, to be able to talk, to be able to feed themselves, and you're going to take it away from these kids?
No, I agree with you there. All right, so we'll save some more of that for next time. I know we got a lot to go over there. And at this time, I'd just like to thank everybody and anybody who might have watched this pilot. We'd like to thank Ricky for taking the time and coming in and sitting down and talking with us about some of the headlines that we've got going on. And, we hope to bring you some more broadcasts. Definitely going to open up the phone lines in the future. We'll be able to give you guys a chance to go on our Facebook page, which is, I should have that up. It is www.facebook.com/TalkShitTV You'll be able to post some comments on there and tell us what you think. We'll touch on those subjects. Anything you want us to talk about, we'll try and talk shit about. Again, I'd like to thank Michelle, our co-host, and I'd like to thank Ricky and everybody. You have a great night. Be safe, be careful, and till next time, we'll talk shit.